a lot heading our way. Riley, thank you. Good news on a Friday afternoon. Another state championship coming back to Augusta. The Cross Creek boys basketball team repeating as state champs. Sports Director Nick Wrdw in Macon, where the Razorbacks just finished up their successful title defense.
It is day 3 of the GHSA Basketball Championships here in the Macon Coliseum. The Cross Creek boys took the floor against Windsor Forest this afternoon in the 3A Championship. These two teams met last year in the semifinal match. Cross Creek won in a thriller on their way to a state title. Lawrence Kelly has Cross Creek in their 3rd straight title game. Things didn't start well as Abbasi Scott gets an easy dunk off the opening tip. Windsor Forest started hot. Enter Ahmad Hunt. Hunt provides an instant spark off the bench, and he had a team-high 11 in the first half. Let's skip ahead to the 4th quarter now. Cross Creek up 5. Georgetown commit Deontay Bass gets the layup and 1, chipping away at that lead now. But Cross Creek has been here before. Jaden Pack on the break gets the floater to go. 4 guys scored 10 or more points for the Razorbacks, and for the 2nd straight year, Cross Creek is the last team standing in 3A boys basketball, your state champions. So Coach Kelly and the Cross Creek boys repeat as state champs, becoming the first Augusta team to do so since the 2017-2018 Laney girls. But we're not done here yet in Macon. The Grovetown boys play their first ever state championship game right here at 7:30. We'll have highlights for that one coming up on News 12 at 11 o'clock. Reporting from the Macon Coliseum, Nick Wrdw on your side.
Just amazing, and congratulations to all of our local teams. First of all, we have an update on this new Amazon Center in Columbia County. They tell us the fulfillment center and sorting facility are both fully up and running. You know what? I got a package. I ordered it the day before, and I got it the next day. I wonder if that is some ground truth. It's getting closer to same day delivery, isn't it? It's getting close. The center bringing growth to the area and more people does mean more traffic. The Department of Transportation making some changes to keep people safe out on the roads. Celeste Springer live from the Appling-Harlem Road exit off I-20 with a look at what exactly they're working on. Celeste?
Yeah, Richard, if anyone has been out here recently, you've probably definitely noticed the construction, but what you might not realize is what's going to end up being here. Let me first show you. Look at this line of traffic going out back onto I-20 as you try and get off the exit here. And so here's the deal. At the end of this project, once everything's said and done, this is going to be a roundabout. So it's supposed to take that traffic and continue that flow so it's not backed up there. According to GDOT, we don't have any data, recent data, on after the Amazon Center opened, but we do know that back in the spring of 2021, before the Amazon Center opened, about 9,000 cars went through that area in the span of 48 hours. So again, you can probably imagine it is definitely a lot more now. All that traffic is exactly why GDOT isn't using traffic lights for people exiting the highway. Instead, they're going the route of traffic circles.
This is a technique that has been started being used somewhat recently, but we're seeing it happening quite a lot across the country. And in fact, in the state of Georgia, we already have some examples of where we have installed roundabouts off of interstates onto busy connected roadways.
All right, guys, I get it. Traffic circle, schmavik circle, it's not like the most enthralling topic, but at the end of the day, what's happening here can save lives. Coming up in the next half hour, I'm breaking down how.
Oh, and if it keeps traffic moving, Celeste, that's an enthralling topic, believe me. Takes a little getting used to, but it does keep the traffic flowing. Thanks.
The results are in for...
Injured in a wreck? Call me right now. Yes.
All right. Hit me with the checklist, honey.
Luggage?
Check.
Kids? Check! Butler trip check?
Before you leave town, check with the butler. With our complimentary trip check, we'll inspect all your major safety components and parts to ensure your car is running its best. With multiple locations convenient to you, just let the butler do it.
It's time for Weinberger's famous Made in America sale.
Save up to 50% off on the finest quality American-made brands like Smith Brothers, Stickley, Winesburg, Yahtzee, and more. Plus, get 20% off Made in America mattresses by Kingsdown.
Customize or choose from in-stock items. Save on bedroom, dining room, sofas, chairs, and home office.
Can you save up to 50% off on all of our American-made collections?
Yes, you can.
The people of Ukraine...
20s, finally feeling like spring again as we head towards the middle of next week.
Thank you, Riley. After nearly 2 months, she's still working to get things back to normal after Augusta firefighters saved her life. Clara Evans went into cardiac arrest, fell on her living room floor.
Firefighters responded to the call and used an AED to shock her back to life. She was on her feet, talking and moving around again. First responders say this is something they've never seen before.
She walked out on her own. She was able to talk. She was completely normal. That doesn't happen very often. That's a very, very, very small percentage. Honestly, within my 3 years of working here, that's the first time I've seen it.
Just amazing. Coming up here on News 12 at 6 o'clock, we're going to hear from Miss Evans about the life-saving efforts from Augusta's fire department.
A local golfer had to withdraw from the first round of the Players' Championship today. The PGA Tournament announced Luke List won't be competing anymore because of a neck injury. He's set to play in his very first Masters tournament this upcoming month, so we hope it's not too serious to keep him out of that. But the first round of the Players suspended again today because of the rain. We wish him a speedy recovery.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah. Some areas at Finney Swamp need a little TLC. How $2,400 in grant money will give the park a little boost. Just ahead, first at 5.
The Augusta child psychologist at the center of a months-long I-Team investigation is now behind bars. Now we've uncovered something else to address. His address when he's released from prison. An exclusive I-Team update. Monday on News 12 at 6 o'clock.
Call us today for a free inspection.
Birds and alligators, so many plants and wildlife. Finney Swamp is a beautiful place to spend some time, even on a day like today.
Yeah, love it out there. As our Will Volk reports, a new grant from the Georgia Department of Natural Resources will go a long way in making sure the boardwalk stays safe and up to date.
This boardwalk has seen better days.
As you can see, it's just at that point where it's deteriorated, it's broken down, it's decomposing.
Kim Dillard is a volunteer and events manager at the Finney Center. After a couple decades of wear, she says this boardwalk needs repair, and it'll take more than just a few boards.
You see this, you're walking on this, and it's good, but underneath the frame that's holding this up, it's decomposing too.
The Finney Center is a non-profit. Volunteers make repairs, and they usually have to find money for it themselves. But now, help's coming.
We got that email saying, hey, congratulations. It was very, very happy day in office.
The center qualified for a $2,400 grant from Georgia DNR. Dillard says they'll use it to fix areas that need it most.
We really depend on those grants and donations, so thank you, Georgia DNR. You guys are awesome.
She's excited. For this boardwalk, better days are coming soon. Under the boardwalk, Will Volk, on your side.
Just an amazing place there. Good to see the upkeep is still happening. The Finney Center pays for the repairs first, and then DNR goes back to reimburse them later.
And they have until December, but Dillard says it will probably be sooner. We know that we'll put that money to good use.
Local organizers are raising awareness and providing resources about preventing suicide in our communities. The Medical College of Georgia partnering with Faith Outreach Church to host a workshop coming up tomorrow. They say one of the goals is to reduce the stigma that surrounds talking about mental health. The workshop is at Faith Outreach Church in Hephzibah, Saturday morning, 10 o'clock.
Police departments across the country are responding to complaints that Apple AirTags are being used to quietly track people without their knowledge.
Those small devices are designed to keep track of your keys or other items, but they can also be used for all the wrong reasons. Jamie Tucker shows us what the AirTags can see and what to do if you find one following you.
So you were picking up the kids from school?
Mm-hmm. For an entire day, with her permission, I tracked my friend Jessica Woods everywhere she went with an Apple AirTag hidden under the seat of her car.
Yes. I was not actually in a parking spot. I was parked on the side, which is exactly what that shows.
To the store, a friend's house, on errands, the AirTag pinging other iPhones whenever she stopped, sending notifications to my phone showing her precise location.
I recorded this. You had been there for 1 minute.
Yes, I travel that very often.
Between 24 and 36 hours after leaving the AirTag in her car, she got this notification.
It said there was something that was following me or tracking me.
The pop-up allowed her to play a sound on the AirTag to locate it.
It doesn't seem very loud.
I knew that it was underneath my seat, so I knew what to look for. But hidden underneath my seat, I don't think I would have heard it. Especially if I had my car running or had music on. No, not at all.
The notification also showed the serial number of the AirTag and the last 4 numbers of the owner's phone.
It could tell me how I can disable it by removing the battery.
She's concerned that anyone can track someone with these devices, spouses, ex-spouses, and young women.
It's an uneasy feeling, and especially since I have a daughter who's going to be 16, it makes me uncomfortable. She may not recognize something pop up on her phone.
Now, once you locate the AirTag, before you disable it, jot down the serial number, the phone number, take the battery out, and then contact police. Apple says it is working with law enforcement agencies across the country to ensure these are safe. That's What the Tech. I'm Jamie Tucker.
Apple says a recent update makes the chirp or the beep a lot louder so the person being tracked can locate it.
That is helpful. They also say it'll provide account details in response to a subpoena or a valid request from law enforcement. If they could get that notification sooner, that would be even better.
26 hours, that's a little too long.
That's a little long, yeah.
All right, guys, unfortunately, lake plans this weekend not looking great. We do have a lake wind advisory all the way through Saturday evening, and then on Sunday, very cold. High temperatures well below average, only in the 50s. Now look at our 7-day forecast coming up.
Happy message. Some tiny, lovable animals delivering smiles to a children's hospital in Georgia. A couple of miniature therapy horses visiting a children's hospital in Savannah.
So cute. The kids greeted their four-legged friends. Lots of pets, kisses, hugs, kind words, but just the thing to lift their spirits.
Everybody feels better after a visit like that.
Absolutely. Those are cute guys right there. Definitely make a big difference. Nothing like bringing a smile to a face like that. Beautiful weather out there. Unfortunately, not beautiful weather for us heading into the weekend. We do have a very active pattern heading our way. Starting early tomorrow morning between 3 and 7 a.m. Saturday, we do have the chance for some severe storms to roll through. Strong straight-line winds, possibly even a tornado warning or two can't be ruled out. Once those storms move out, we're still going to see very strong non-thunderstorm winds. Wind gusts will be up to and over 40 miles an hour all the way through Saturday afternoon. We do have a number of wind advisories in effect that will last through Saturday evening. And then behind the windy conditions, we're going to find some very cold air. Temperatures all the way down into the mid and even low 20s in a few spots. Actual temps into the low 20s by early Sunday morning. We actually do have freeze watches in effect that likely will be elevated to a freeze warning once we head into tomorrow. That does include most of our Savannah River counties on the Georgia and South Carolina side, and also Bamberg County as well. So that will actually last until 10 a.m. early Sunday morning. So temps will actually be below freezing from around 10 p.m. tomorrow all the way through 10 a.m. early Sunday morning. And there you go, 21 degrees, really bottoming out those lows well below average, getting close to record low temperatures, but I think we stay just a degree above that. By Monday, still a freeze likely, but a little bit warmer for us, and then finally feeling more like spring heading into later next week. So Saturday's going to be pretty tough, folks, to get outside. We're going to see those storms early on, staying very windy throughout the afternoon. Plenty of sunshine in Sunday, but get ready for some very cold temps once that time change happens Saturday night.
You know, when it rains, it floods, and that is true for several neighborhoods across Augusta. We're going to look at efforts to manage the stormwater ahead right here on News 12 at 6 o'clock.
Coming up in just a few minutes.
Anthony, thanks a lot to you and Riley. Also tonight, it's a repeat. The Cross Creek basketball team, state champions.
Pretty exciting. They have done it again. Sports director Nick Proto was there for all the action.
It is day 3 of the GHSA basketball championships here in the Macon Coliseum. The Cross Creek boys took the floor against Windsor Forest this afternoon in the 3A championship. These two teams met last year in the semifinal match. Cross Creek won in a thriller on their way to a state title. Lawrence Kelly has Cross Creek in their 3rd straight title game. Things didn't start well as Abaski Scott gets an easy dunk off the opening tip. Windsor Forest started hot. Enter Ahmad Hunt. Hunt provides an instant spark off the bench, and he had a team-high 11 in the first half. Let's skip ahead to the 4th quarter now. Cross Creek up 5. Georgetown commit Deontay baskets the layup and 1, chipping away at that lead now. But Cross Creek has been here before. Jaden Pack on the break gets the floater to go. 4 guys scored 10 or more points for the Razorbacks, and for the 2nd straight year, Cross Creek is the last team standing in 3A boys basketball, your state champions.
All the hard work we put in, not only during the season, but in all season. Like I tell those guys, this what the mindset is every year. We want to play for this every year. And like I said, those guys got it done. I'm proud of them.
So Coach Kelly and the Cross Creek boys repeat as state champs, becoming the first Augusta team to do so since the 2017-2018 Laney girls. But we're not done here yet in Macon. The Grovetown boys play their first ever state championship game right here at 7:30. We'll have highlights for that one coming up on News 12 at 11 o'clock. Reporting from the Macon Coliseum, Nick Proto on your side.
And congrats to Cross Creek and good luck to Grovetown tonight. Okay, when it rains, it really floods. This is a reality for a lot of people in Augusta every time it rains. But there's some new money aimed at fixing that old problem. We're talking stormwater. $3 million in new federal money is coming in to help out. Our Kennedy Harris is taking a look at the progress of getting the stormwater situation under control.
In this part of National Hills, neighbors say anytime there's a steady rain, there's a risk for flood. Yards have flooded before. Neighbors say it got so bad one time, even the manhole came up out of the ground.
It's a stream. It just keeps pouring. It's just pouring. And sometimes when I look back there, I think, did I buy a house on the lake?
Kathy Smith has lived in National Hills for more than 30 years. All in all, she loves the neighborhood, except when it rains.
Over the years that I've lived here, we've had a car that has flooded. Our backyard has had standing water up to my knees, sometimes up to my waist. We've had to open up the gates to let the water out of the backyard.
Years of flooding caused by pipes that are too small and a drainage system that just doesn't work anymore.
I love the house. I wish I could pick it up and move it somewhere else. I would be happy.
The city's $4 million project to correct it just got $3.2 million in federal funds to help. But other parts of the county need help too.
And when it rains heavily, it backs up, overpours into the whole neighborhood. By me living at the end of the road, everything in my yard.
Johnson lives under the Calhoun Expressway. When it rains, runoff from the bridge doesn't hold in the city-built gutter behind her house.
When it is full with trees and limbs and trash, the water has no other place but to come out into your property.
The engineering department director says many stormwater systems in Augusta are just old and in need of significant repair. But money is the biggest hurdle because in the past, stormwater funding wasn't a priority.
It shouldn't take 15 years.
The commission created a stormwater fee in 2016. Engineering says they're just now able to really get to use that fee and get crews on the ground.
It's just a lot of problems for the neighborhood, and it seems that we can't get anything done.
Kennedy Harris, on your side.
Augusta Engineering says the new funding will help kick off the National Hills project next year. They're still looking for funding to address Ellis Street issues, and they're working a project right now in East Augusta.
Part of Appling Harlan Road has gone from this to this. Around 500,000 packages flowing through these Amazon fulfillment and sorting centers in Appling every single day. You know, that means a lot of trucks need to ship those packages are going to be on the road. Now there's a major project underway to make Appling Harlan Road able to handle all that new truck traffic. Celeste Springer live for us along Appling Harlan Road with what it looks like now. Celeste.
Well, if you've been through here recently, you've definitely probably noticed some changes. So right now we have a second bridge there. That's going to be taking direction or traffic in one direction. The old bridge is going to be taking traffic in the other direction. But let me show you guys something real quick. Take a look at that long line of traffic. That is going all the way back into I-20, probably creating more traffic on the highway. But guess what? GDOT has some plans in the works to try and alleviate all of that.
So it's a little bit complex of a situation we have.
Growth because of Amazon means changes. All this construction will end up with a new traffic pattern, one you might have never seen before.
The minute people get on and off of a ramp, they will be doing it from one of the new roundabouts.
This is what it'll look like. You're probably used to seeing traffic lights when you get off the ramp, not roundabouts.
This is a technique that has been started being used somewhat recently, but we're seeing it happening quite a lot across the country.
GDOT says in other places where roundabouts have been used, they've cut down on accidents.
When you have a particularly busy interchange or intersection, you get traffic that pools out into the main roadway, and when we have a busy interstate, such as I-20, you really don't want that to happen.
Keeping traffic moving and off the highway could save lives. We don't have the latest data from GDOT yet, but we do know even before Amazon moved in, about 9,000 cars came through here in the span of 2 days back in 2021. So here's to hoping the new plans show success for many, many years down the road. No word yet on when this project is going to be completed. But hey, in the meantime, if you're still a little iffy on how to use a roundabout, we have instructions posted for you on our website, wrdw.com.
Okay, lots of traffic, and sounds like they are on the way to solving the problem, Celeste. Thank you. These are the 9 names.
While gas prices are sky high, there are some ways to get more miles to the gallon. We're on your side with how to help your car manage those miles. Riley?
And the weekend is another freeze will happen early Monday, but luckily the rest of next week, much more seasonal with highs back into the 70s.
Riley, thanks. Just into our newsroom tonight, Georgia one step closer to suspending the gas tax. Governor Kemp tweeting the Georgia House unanimously passed that plan. Now it goes to the Senate. If it passes there, Governor Kemp says he will sign it into law, lowering the price statewide of a gallon of gas. Another unfortunate milestone, though, is record-setting day of high gas prices. In Richmond County, the average price now at $4.20. In Columbia County, $4.24 a gallon. In Aiken County, $4.16. Every county in our area averaging prices about 45 cents higher than we did a week ago.
People are lining up, as you can see, just trying to get the best deal they can on gas. People trying to fill their tanks early because they know it's probably only going to climb higher.
Now, we can't make gas cheaper right away, but there are ways you can make your car the most fuel efficient it can be. Claire Allen spoke with an expert about that.
Another day, another jump in gas prices. Nico Harswell tells us it's hurting his bank account.
You know, with the prices rising, it costs me more out of my pocket.
Harswell owns a trucking business, and the cost to keep up has more than doubled for him.
With 2 trucks on the road, my normal gas mileage was ranging from anywhere from $1,500 to $1,700, and this went directly to $2,800, almost $3,000.
Aaron Clements at CNC Automotive understands the pain. He says there are things you can do to make your car more fuel efficient.
The way to save money on your fuel costs is to keep your car properly maintained and driving habits.
He suggests not speeding and gradually slowing down at traffic lights. Another simple fix, check your tire pressure.
For every 1 PSI that it's low, you lose 0.3% in fuel mileage. So you could easily save 3% or more by just adjusting your tire pressure.
CNC recommends not letting your gas tank get too low. Debris can get in your tank, which can hurt your mileage.
It's better to keep a good quarter of a tank or more of fuel.
For small business owners like Nico Harswell, every mile and every penny counts.
This affects home, it affects, bills, and it affects the company as a whole.
In Augusta, Claire Allen, on your side.
Money-saving advice there. An Augusta woman has a couple of Augusta firefighters to thank for saving her. She's here to tell her story. Next.
The live eye camera.
So faith leaders of all health. Imagine hearing these words. Your life is hanging in the balance. Don't take your eyes off me. Those are the words an Augusta woman heard from the men who saved her life.
For the Augusta firefighters, that was just part of the job. 65% of the calls the Augusta Fire Department responds to are medical calls, like Clara's. Will Rio spoke to her and the people who saved her.
That's when they got married.
Looking at old family photos is something Miss Clara Avery cherishes now.
This is my family.
Reminiscing the family gatherings and her children, who she almost never saw again.
Here I am alive.
But Miss Avery almost wasn't here, sitting down talking with us.
I got up that morning, and I thought I was feeling okay, and I collapsed right there.
That's when Augusta firefighters Christopher Farina and Michael Williams packed up their gear.
We got a normal call, basically, for respiratory distress. Showed up, got there like any other normal respiratory distress call.
Except things took a turn when they showed up.
She went unresponsive. We checked for a pulse immediately. There was no pulse.
She went into cardiac arrest. That's when the crew shocked her using this AED machine. Miss Avery's reaction was something they usually never see.
She walked out on her own. She was able to talk. She was completely normal. That doesn't happen very often. That's a very, very, very small percentage.
Firefighters say she's lucky to be alive.
It's a miracle.
She even showed her appreciation, buying the entire crew lunch.
It kind of felt good because we don't get recognized like that very often. It's not often that somebody says, hey, thanks for doing what you do.
It's all in a day's work.
It's a blessing. Those guys did their job. I just thank God.
In Augusta, Will Rio, on your side.
So grateful, I'm sure, to them.
Absolutely.
Definitely worth lunch.
The right training, the right equipment, and it all came together beautifully for that.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, still to come. Riley, what are we looking at coming up with a weather alert day?